Hello and welcome to the daily news in the Charno Marine Station. My name is Andrea Garcia and I will be your host today. Plastic is in the food web. Any hopes of stopping it have to be traced back to the base of the food web. Small marine organisms that eat microplastics are eaten by bigger ones until we end up eating fish with plastic seasoning. But do they have a preference for a certain color or material? Our team of scientists has worked hard to answer this question for you. We are joined by Alice Wagner to explain more about this.
Hello Andrea, thank you for having me. I'm currently standing in the wet lab, and here behind me you can see the 15 tanks for our copepods for our experiment with. We are using 3 tanks per scenario for replication. Now as you can see, everything is ready, but how do the copepods actually get to the lab? Our field scientist, Hannah Piñel, will be able to answer this question. Hello Hannah!
Hello Alice! I'm here at the docks where my team is collecting copepods using a plankton net. Once the net is recovered, we retrieve a plankton soup. Careful, not suitable for consumption. We will treat it in the lab to separate the copepods from other organisms. I'm handing it over now to Lais Perini, who is our lab scientist.
Thank you, Hannah. So from this plankton soup, we collect over 100 of copepods, since we need 7 per tank. We search for the genus Centropages to avoid a bias, and once we have them all, we place them into the tank.
Now that we have our test subjects, we need to feed them with the microplastics that our team has been making from PET and PP. We need the particles that copepods can eat, which means they have to be 100 times smaller than a sandcorn, 30 micrometers in scientific terms. Now that the microplastics are ready, let's check in with the wet lab.
Thank you Andrea. My team has prepared microplastics, copepod food and water, and I am now adding it to the tank. We will now leave it for 24 hours, when Lais's team will determine whether they have actually eaten microplastics or not. Let's hear what she says.
We are looking at the microscope to check if the copepods have eaten plastic or not. Here we have found a copepod containing plastic, proving our theory correct. Copepods are eating microplastics, but do they have a color or material preference? Let's check with Andrea if she can see any patterns. Back to the studio.
I just got the results and it turns out that 52% of the copepods ate microplastics. They don't seem to have a preference for a certain color or between PP and PET. However, there is a link between the number of ingested plastic particles and the mortality. If this can happen to such small creatures at the base of the food web, what will happen to us? Thank you for watching the news and see you next time.